Hey everybody, welcome back to Big Red EDC. Well, look what we got, guys. We've got ourselves a case knife again on Big Red EDC. Now, before anybody, before we go any further, I just want to say this is a case knife I would own. This is not mine. This one was lent to me by our good friend Neil. He's been very generous about sharing his collection with us. We've got a couple of knives here that we're going to take a look at. This one, of course, is the Case XX SMKW exclusive Crossroads series XL Sodbuster Jr. That's a long, long name. Now, I mean, you guys know my history, very recent history with case knives. The last 3 ones I've had have just not been up to any type of standards whatsoever. And, you know, before you're a case fanboy and you start going off, you know, go watch a couple other videos. That's all I can say. But like I said, this one is, I would own this one. Absolutely. It's a case-by-case basis. It's a sample size of one. I would tell you I would own this knife. And I would be happy if I paid the $72 that they were selling for. They are sold out. Okay? They are sold out. But I would have gladly paid the $72 for this knife. So, what do we have? Well, of course, we have the Sodbuster Junior pattern. We can call it a Sodbuster because it's a case. Yay! But you've got this kind of OD. I've seen it listed as OD green. I've seen it listed as natural. It's kind of brown. They call it green, OD green. Okay. They call it burlap. I've seen it listed also as burlap laminate or canvas burlap laminate. It's micarta. That's what it is. I don't know why we're calling it. I mean, I guess that's what micarta is, but I guess Case has to call it laminate instead of micarta. But anyway, you've got the orange G10 liners. Now you do have, I mean, you know, we got some very minor gapping. We do in this liner, very minor. $72. Yeah, I probably wouldn't. I don't think we should have that on a $72 knife. I totally agree with you. But as I will refer back to my last 3 experiences, I would not have been mad with that. Honestly, I really wouldn't have. I would have happily owned this knife. Well, you guys know the Sodbuster or Sodbuster-esque pattern, be it a different brand, it is probably my favorite pattern because that was really the first slip joint that I got into. But, I mean, this one is done very, very nicely. You know, I do have a little bit of a nitpick. You know, like I said, we do have a tiny bit of gapping there. Okay. And this one's a little proud. That screw sits a little proud, but it is on the, you know, it is on the taper there. So I'll kind of let that fly. If you don't, that's fine. That's up to you. This one is about the same. So, and if you think I'm nitpicking it because it's a case in my previous experience, I probably am. I won't, I'm not gonna deny it. But I've already said I would gladly own this knife. So there you go. You know, trust me, the case fanboys come out of the woodwork for this stuff. Other than the really little nitpicks, I really like this knife. The burlap has got a fantastic burlap canvas, whatever you want to call it. They call it both. I say it feels more burlappy to me, but anyway. But open it up now. It's got an S35VN blade. That also helps me not be mad at the $71.99 price. Got to throw that in there. Does have an S35VN blade. Now, we don't have a nick or a long pull. We've got kind of this nail hole here. Now, you noticed no half stop. No half stop. And it comes open. It's probably I'd say that pull is I'd call it a 6 on that. No half stop. Snaps open very, very nicely. You got sort of this mild drop point blade. It's referred to as a Skinner blade. Okay, good enough. There you go. Case XX. Made in the USA, of course. And then you've got some other stuff that's kind of getting wore. But they're XR, that looks like 10137. But overall, now the stonewash finish, let's not do overall just yet. Let's look at that stonewash finish. Nice stonewash finish on it. Choil, let's see. The grinds look pretty darn good. Now, I don't know how much this knife has been used. I used it just a very little bit. But let's see. You know, the edge could be better. It's not bad. Just needs a strop. It just needs a strop. It's got a really toothy, kind of grippy edge to it, which isn't always bad. Not at all. But if you wanted a little smoother slice, strap it up, and it should be just fine. There was no real, I didn't get any real bad hang-ups or anything in it. From what I understand, I'm pretty sure this is a pretty new knife because Neil has been, like I said, very, very generous in sending out his knives for us to check out. I mean, he sends them dang near right after he gets them sometimes, I think, which, wow, I can't thank him enough. But it's got a fantastic feel to it. Now, I do have, you know, one of my other favorite case knives. Here you go, fanboys. Here's another one for you. This Amber Peach Seed Jigbone Sodbuster Jr. Now, this one has a nail nick. And yes, I absolutely love that Sodbuster Jr. So there you go. There's your size right in there. Now, no shield or anything like that, obviously. You can tell you do have the double X sort of cut into the micarta there. Overall, let's go back here because that's where I'm used to starting at. And we'll zoom out just a little bit. There we go. So overall, you're looking at, it's not quite 6.5 inches. 6 3/8-ish. You've got about a 3.5 inch handle, probably just a little bit more. Your blade ends up coming out to about 2 3/4 with about a 2.5, maybe just a little bit more on the cutting edge. Full grip length on the grip, which, like I said, that's going to come into, I mean, that's perfect for me. That 3.5 inch, I mean, it fits my hand absolutely fantastic. It's a darn, I'm very, very happy that Neil sent me this knife because, there you go, there's your size comparison with the bug out. Like you guys know, I mean, I pretty much vowed I'd never buy a case knife sight unseen, and I still say that. And I did it once, and it backfired on me. And I got rid of the knife because it was not good. Not good at all. So, and there you go. There's PM2. Obviously, the PM2 is going to dwarf it. But slip, carry it, pocket drop it, however you choose. Fifth pocket, that is no real spot for a lanyard or anything like that. But altogether, Neil, thank you. You know, yes, did I know that Case could probably still make a decent knife? Yeah, they have in the past. I have several right here to prove it. But this one gives me hope. It really does. Like I said, I did have a couple of nitpicks with it. Minor, very minor. You know, nothing like what we've seen in recent history with me and Case. This one is definitely one I would have in my pocket. Now, before I run out and, well, I'm not going to buy this one. There are a couple of other versions. There is a black micarta version, or laminate as they call it. And there's that kind of greenwood version. I'll leave links down in. I can't leave you a link to this one because it does list it as sold out. And this just happens to be the one Neil sent out, which I am very, very grateful for. But I'll just put out a couple of other links where you can go check out the wood and the black version if you would like. Does this mean seeing this knife mean I'm going to run out and buy a case knife sight unseen? No. Absolutely not. And that sucks, because when a knife like this comes up, like this exclusive, I mean, here I am in the Pacific Northwest, and this is an SMKW exclusive, Tennessee. I'm not just going to run out. Oh, I'll be right there to see if I can buy it. So yeah, it's just, I'm not breaking. I did it once and it burnt me. So yes, never will I buy a case knife unseen ever again. And hold me to that, Zach. I know he called me out for it last time. But this one, definitely a case knife I would happily own. This one right here that you see in front of you. I would own this and I would be perfectly happy. Like I said, tiny bit of gapping. I can feel the screw. That kind of annoys me a little bit. Maybe it's just me that it annoys. But it does have an S35 BM blade and priced at $72. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I would live with it. Absolutely 100%. So, huge shout out, Neil. Thank you so much for sending this one out. I do appreciate it so much. We've got another one coming up from Neil. Another beautiful slip joint. This one's a little different though. It's not a stock knife, if you will. So, thanks again, guys. Thank you again, Neil. As always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.